welcome back to the channel. Well, it's early in the morning, the sun's rising. Just another sunny day in, I don't know, the East Midlands. Lots and lots and lots to talk about. Oh my god, where do I begin? Okay, I guess we'll begin in the beginning. So first of all, big shout out to all of you. Just want to say big thanks. You guys are the reason I do this. It takes a lot of time, energy, a little bit of money, and then in relation to the car, a lot of money, to bring you this content and videos. And the reason that I haven't brought you a video recently is because I've kind of had a domino effect going. I've had lots and lots of stuff happening in the background, what with work life, home life, relocating, blah 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 blah, and actually working on the FD. I wanted to make sure that I brought you a video that actually had some content that we could talk about some stuff. So I'm going to try and keep this as short as possible, guys. I'm going to try my very, very best. But we've got a lot to rattle through, and some really, really exciting stuff. So let's begin at the beginning. So purchases. I have been spending money. What's new? But this time it's kind of been direct and indirect spending for the FD, for what's coming up now and in the future. So the first thing is, where I'm coming at you live action right now from is, ta-da, my new van. So I bought myself a van. It's a Vauxhall Vivaro. It is used. It's got 56,000 miles on it, but it was owned by a guy who used to race 250cc go-karts, and basically it was like his home away from home. So in the back there was a load of racking and stuff, and on the bottom of the rack, the go-kart sat, and on the top was a bed where he actually used to sleep at the track and stuff like that. So not a builder's van. It wasn't an abused van by any stretch of the imagination, and used very, very lightly, like on weekends and stuff. And it shows the van's mint. It's absolutely fantastic, and I got a real bargain on it. And I couldn't believe it when I got there how good it was, and it's just awesome. So the goal long term for the van is to take what he did one stage further. So I've already started carpeting and lining and insulating and everything, and this thing's going to be a full-blown camper conversion. Bed, TV, kitchen, cooker, fridge, absolutely everything, so that when I get to the track I've got somewhere to stay for the night, so I can arrive the day before and be refreshed, ready for when I'm racing. Because here's my announcement, it is official, I am racing in the Time Attack Championship next year. So there's lots and lots going on right now. I've just gone through like classification for the car and what class I'm going to be in, and that was a bit of a challenge. I've had to ditch or disable the water meth injection for the racing itself, not for normal driving and everything else. But for the actual racing, it's not allowed. I'm racing in club class, one down from pro class, and there's a whole bunch of reasons I'm doing that, but the primary one is that I don't have much experience racing on British tracks. So I'm kind of comparing what racing I've done here to other people in that class with similar cars, and it put me right in a club class. Now next year that might be a different story when I've got some more exposure to these tracks, and definitely have more confidence. So that's all down the sort of pipeline, but in the interim I'm racing in the Time Attack Championship. Hopefully me and the car can do well enough. We might be able to bring some silverware home. That's my goal. If I get 1 or 2 trophies out of the season, you know what, I'll be absolutely made up. I will be over the moon. It'll make everything I've done worth it. Unfortunately, club 2-wheel drive is so damn competitive, and there's some really, really fast cars in there as well, and cars that you wouldn't think were that fast on paper are putting up times that are just mega, which means either A, the drivers are just phenomenal, or B, the cars are so well set up and tricked out and the drivers have clearly got talent. It's going to make it a difficult class. It's really going to be difficult racing on blind corners that I don't really have much exposure to. So there's that. So I bought the van. in support of that, I also bought a trailer. Absolutely mega buy, got a real bargain on it, barely used. Funnily enough, the guy who owned it before me, he actually had an Evo in the Time Attack Championship, pulled out, gave it up, and he just sat in a sort of storage unit for a long time. So the trailer itself is actually mint, but it did need a bit of a refresh. So anyway, so here's a pic of the van and the trailer, and here's a pic of the trailer now. So as you can see, it's a lot better. Definitely looks a bit cleaner and tidier and a bit more refreshed, shall we say. So that's that. So yeah, so trailer, van, bought myself some new wheels as well for an extra set. What else? Upgrades to the RX-7. So RX-7, yes. So last time I was at Cadwell Park, part of the debrief sort of video I brought you, I was talking about problems with bump steer, and it's quite common on cars that have been lowered quite aggressively, because all of a sudden the steering rack shifts in position to your actual hubs, and you start seeing bump steer, especially when you put slicks on and you start really pushing the car. You start to notice weaknesses. So I started to notice weaknesses in sort of rollover and body roll, even though everything was on the stiffest setting. So I have completely upgraded most of the chassis components to rose joint. So we've got inner outer tie rods upgraded to like these massive rose joint solid knuckles with the outer tie rods, upgraded inner tie rods, rear toe control arms, lower ones, and also front and rear sway bar links. So they've all been upgraded. Now I have to say, driving it is, I can't even begin to tell you how much stiffer it is on the street. In the softest setting that I have it in, I literally dial everything out for the street, and it is the softest it is, and it probably feels 100% stiffer than it did before. So when I actually do stiffen up all the damping and everything else, I'm really curious to see how well this car corners now and see what kind of forces I can put into it. It's going to be really interesting. Unfortunately now what tends to happen is that FDs can have this tendency that they snap. So you'll have complete control and then they'll snap. And the factory settings kind of dampen that effect. So you know when it's kind of going to happen, and when it happens you can kind of regain it quite quickly in milliseconds. But I've been warned, when you do the upgrades I do, your limits are a lot higher, but when it does snap, it snaps proper snaps, like it lets go on you. So I'm going to have to watch for that, seeing as I'm at Donington Park in a few days. But I want to talk about that anyway. So Donington Park, so I'm there in a couple of days and something amazing is going down. I actually have a small team of engineers from Mercedes, AMG, Petronas, F1 team coming to support the car. Yeah, you heard right. No, I'm not joking, I'm deadly serious. So I will have a team of F1 engineers, the best in the world, supporting and setting up and logging my car. In return, they get some track exposure, because a lot of these guys are office based or plant based, you know what I'm saying, and they want track exposure and to have some fun. So I said, well, sure, yeah, you're more than welcome to, and it kind of dominoed from one person asking into another one, and in return I'm going to take them out on the track. So it should be good fun for everybody. But yeah, so that's coming up. In the meantime, so here's some video I shot earlier. I wanted to do a reaction video of my son in the RX-7 on the country lanes, because I keep bringing you these videos on these country lanes, and I want to show you why I keep going up to these places. And there's a video coming up in a second, in the next scene, and I'm going to explain exactly why I love to do it. So I take the car up there because the driving is spectacular. The scenery is just mind-blowing, and it really gets me refreshed and into a state of mind to talk about the FD. It makes me fall in love with the car all over again, so it helps me get in that mode, in that zone, to bring you the videos and talk about it. So that's why I do it. So I guess ultimately, here's the video of my son reacting to me driving on the country lanes and all the drama that came along with it, guys. And believe you me, there was some drama. Frick. Yeah, there was some drama, alright. But as always, guys, feel free to comment, questions, all that good stuff. Thumbs up, like. Lots and lots more videos to come. Next one's going to be really quick because I'm going to try and bang the video up of the team working on the car at Donington in the next few days. So yeah, so I've got another video coming on because I want to get loads of videos, loads of pictures of that for you guys to watch. But yeah, guys, thank you so much, and all the best to you and your cars and your builds. Take care. Bye now. Okay, guys, so this is why I come up here. Just look at this. It is incredible. The roads are amazing, and I get this to look at. It's just absolutely incredible. Why wouldn't you come up here every opportunity you can get? This is just, honestly, it's amazing, and that is why I do my videos up here, guys. It's just mind-blowingly beautiful. Oh, and it's even better in the sunlight. Ready?
Yeah.
Get nice and tight. Lean forward for me.
Okay.
Lean forward.
Lean forward.
Yeah. You good? Nice and tight?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. That's what we want. Alright then, let's go for a little drive in the countryside, Al. See what you think of this. Well, I've been walking for miles. Literally miles. And I have no idea where that cover has gone. None. Literally miles of walking. There is a really strong wind up here. Sort of like a southeasterly wind. And the bit that flew off is nothing more than a plastic kite, which doesn't help. So you can see where it snapped off. Not cool, bro. Not cool. So we're going to take a drive down the road now and see if I can find it. But today, my little jaunt here, I might have sacrificed a headlight cover to the car gods. Oh dear. No, well, it's not like we can't get more, but yeah, the car gods wanted blood or car parts, and I guess they took a car part today, so alright, well, I'll keep you up to date on this one. Yeah, sucks, but at least I got a nice walk in the countryside. Always looking for the positives.